Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to tackle some of the biggest money myths out there. These are the things you hear all the time that might actually be holding you back from building real wealth. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's bust some myths. First up, the big one. I'm too young to worry about retirement. I hear this all the time, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Think of it like this. When you start saving early, you have a secret weapon called compound interest. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. The longer it rolls, the bigger it gets. A small amount saved in your 20s can grow into a massive sum by the time you're ready to retire, way more than if you started with a larger amount in your 40s. It's not about putting away half your paycheck. It's about building a habit and letting time do the heavy lifting for you. Starting early isn't a burden. It's the smartest financial head start you can give yourself. Next, let's talk about plastic. The myth? Credit cards are evil and will only lead to debt. Now, hold on. While it's true that credit cards can be a trap if misused, they're actually a powerful financial tool when handled with respect. Think of a credit card not as free money, but as a convenient payment method that helps you build a credit history. A good credit score is your golden ticket to better interest rates on future loans for a car or a house. The key is simple. Pay your balance in full every single month. If you do that, you pay zero interest, get all the rewards and protections, and build a stellar credit score. It's not the card that's bad, it's the habit of spending money you don't have. So use it wisely, and it'll work for you, not against you. All right, myth number 3. I don't earn enough to save, I'll start when I make more money. This is a classic trap of procrastination. The truth is, the amount you start with is far less important than the act of starting itself. Waiting for that perfect time or that big raise often means you never begin. Even saving just $20 or $50 a month makes a difference. Why? Because it builds the muscle, the habit of paying yourself first. Those small, consistent savings add up surprisingly fast over time. Plus, once you start seeing that savings account grow, no matter how slowly, it's incredibly motivating. You can use apps that round up your purchases or set up a tiny automatic transfer. The goal is to break the inertia. Start small, start now, and watch it grow. Let's move on to a word that scares a lot of people. Debt. The myth is, all debt is bad debt. This is an oversimplification. We need to distinguish between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is typically high-interest debt used for things that lose value, like credit card balances for lavish dinners or payday loans. That's the stuff that can really cripple your finances. But good debt? That's an investment in your future. Think of a student loan that leads to a higher-paying career, or a mortgage for a house that will hopefully appreciate in value. This type of debt can actually increase your net worth over the long term. The goal isn't necessarily to live a life completely free of debt, but to manage it strategically and avoid the high-interest, non-productive kind. Now for a myth that makes people cringe. Budgeting is restrictive and boring. It's a financial straitjacket. I get it. The word budget sounds like you're going on a financial diet where you can't have any fun. But let's reframe this. A budget isn't about restriction. It's about freedom. It's a plan that tells your money where to go, instead of you wondering where it went. When you have a budget, you're giving yourself permission to spend on the things you truly value, guilt-free, because you know your essentials are covered. It's the ultimate tool for reducing financial stress. It empowers you to see exactly what's coming in and going out, so you can make conscious decisions that align with your goals, whether that's a vacation, a new car, or early retirement. It's not a cage, it's your roadmap to financial freedom. Here's a huge one. Investing is only for rich people. For decades, this might have felt true. You'd see movies with Wall Street traders in fancy suits, and it all seemed so inaccessible. But today, that myth is completely busted. Thanks to technology, anyone can be an investor. There are apps that let you start with as little as $1. You can buy fractional shares of your favorite companies, or invest in low-cost index funds that give you a slice of the entire market. You don't need a finance degree or a secret password. The stock market is one of the most powerful wealth-building engines in history, and it's more accessible now than ever before. Don't let the old stereotypes scare you away. Your future self will thank you for starting, no matter how small. Let's circle back to something we touched on earlier. The dangerous myth of "I'll just save later." This is perhaps the most costly myth of all. The problem is that later is a moving target. Life gets more complicated and more expensive. You'll have a mortgage, kids, car payments. There's always a reason to put it off. The magic of compound interest we talked about works best over long periods. Waiting just 10 years to start saving for retirement can mean you have to save 3 or 4 times as much each month to catch up to someone who started earlier. Every day you wait, you're giving up potential growth that you can never get back. The perfect time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Don't let later rob you of your financial future. Next, a common credit card misconception. I need to carry a balance on my credit card to build my credit score. This is 100% false and a very expensive myth. Credit bureaus want to see that you can use credit responsibly, not that you're constantly in debt. A key factor in your score is your payment history, whether you pay your bills on time. Another is your credit utilization, how much of your available credit you're using. You can achieve a perfect payment history and a low utilization rate by simply using your card for a few small purchases and paying the entire balance off before the due date. Carrying a balance does nothing to help your score. It only costs you money in interest payments. Pay it off in full every time. That's the secret to building great credit. Okay, let's talk about emergencies. The myth is, I have a credit card, so I don't need an emergency fund. A credit card can feel like a safety net, but it's a very flimsy one. Relying on a credit card for an emergency, like a sudden job loss or a major medical bill, is just trading one crisis for another, a debt crisis. You'll be slapped with high interest rates, and the stress of the initial emergency will be compounded by the stress of mounting debt. An emergency fund, which is 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved in a separate, easily accessible savings account, is your true financial shield. It's your own money, ready to go, with no strings attached and no interest to pay back. It provides peace of mind that a credit card simply cannot offer. So, how do we fight all these myths? That brings us to our final and most important point. The myth is that you can just wing it with money. The reality is that financial education is the key to everything we've talked about today. You don't have to become an expert overnight, but taking the time to learn the basics of budgeting, saving, investing, and debt management will pay you back 1,000 times over. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos like this one. The more you know, the less you'll fall for these common misconceptions. Knowledge is what turns fear and uncertainty into confidence and control. It's the foundation upon which you can build a secure and prosperous financial life. Wow, we've covered a lot today. Debunking these myths is the first step toward taking control of your money and building a future you're excited about. Remember, small, consistent actions are what lead to massive results over time. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content to help you master your money. Let me know in the comments which money myth surprised you the most. See you in the next video.